Hello, my creatively faithful friends. This is Teresa. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the day that we're going to choose my June TBR. I've got some books in the background. I've got some books up here. These were what was left over from my May TBR that I did not get to. I've got some books down here that you can't see, and just a couple of other places that you can't see. So, I forgot to get it. We are going to use, first of all, I got a new book shirt. It says just one more chapter. That's what I tell my husband almost every night when I'm reading before we go to bed, because he always just springs it on me. Okay, let's go to bed. We make it a habit to go to bed at the same time. But anyhow, I'm not always at the end of a chapter. So I have my TBR jar. Let's take a moment to look at how beautiful this jar is. Is that not gorgeous? Just in case you didn't see last month's TBR, I'm going to take the lid off, and we'll scooch all that back, and this will be our spot where we'll put our books. Okay, so we are going to do 8 picks. Now, I did not get to the all 8 this month, for the month of May, but it gives me an opportunity to, to be able to just kind of pick up what I want to do. Although I usually play a game to tell me what I want to read. Those are in my shorts, so you can check those out. Okay, so let's get started. At the end, we'll do my annual TBRs, annual readathons, and my 26 in 2026 spin. I've got a spinner wheel for that. Okay, first prompt. Title has letters of my first name. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to quit looking on this one. I'll choose some choices on the other one. But this is From the Valley We Rise by Elizabeth Musser. I bought this in February when I went book shopping with my daughter. And I haven't got to it yet, of course. So that's the first book on our TBR. The titled letters has my first name. So we have T, E, R, E, S, and an A. So, Teresa. Okay. We'll put that right in there. And we'll sit that right there. And we'll go on to prompt number 2. Let's go all the way down to the bottom for this one. And if you see me keep leaning forward, it's because I still forgot to turn off the length of time that my computer goes, dim. So, anyhow, read a book that reflects the current weather. So, the current weather in Florida is hot and sunny. So, let's see if I have anything that is hot and sunny. Well, I don't have one. So, I'm going to go with these two. I don't know if this book, I hope it is, The Keys to Gramercy Park by Candace Sue Patterson. I don't know if this is book 1 in the series. It is Doors to the Past series. If it is, I'm going to go with this one because it's kind of sunny out, and she's got on like a sleeveless dress, so it must be hot. And so I'm going to pick this one. So I'm going to put that right there. Just in case, if it's not book 1, I'm going to pick this one. And this is also I'm not sure if it's book 1 or not, but I do have book 1. It's called The Royal Artisan, and it is a book in Queen Esther's court. And, you know, it looks real sunny over here. And so the Middle East is hot, so I'm sure that's where it's set. So we're going to put those 2, but I'm only going to choose one of those. Okay. Oh, I'll put that on top there. Okay, so that is book 2. So this is 3. Pull number 3. Okay, let's see what we have. No people on the cover. No people on the cover. And let's see. This one doesn't have people on the cover, but it is sure a chunky book. This one doesn't have people on the cover, but I kind of wanted to read this one in the fall. Those 2 have people. That one has people. That one has people. That one has people. That one has people. People, people, people. Okay. So none of those. All of those have people on the cover. That one. This one doesn't have people on the cover. And this one doesn't have people on the cover. Okay, so I have 4 choices here. Okay. So we have Beneath the Scarlet Sky. I don't think I'm going to choose that one because it's a really, really chunky book. And I'm just not in the mood for a chunky one. Then we have Tempest at Annabelle's Lighthouse. I'm not going to choose that one because I really want to read that one in the fall. And I have The Correspondent that I wanted to read in January. And the Atlas of Untold Stories. I'm going to choose to read the one that I've had the longest. I've had the longest. So I am going to choose The Atlas of Untold Stories by Sarah Brunsvold. Okay? So, yeah, this is going well. If I come up with a prompt that I don't know what to read, I don't have anything on my shelf, then I think I'll go on my library account and see if I can find something from there. Which then I won't be able to show you the book. I'll just have to be Vanna and show it to you over here. Okay. This is number 4. I got my fingers on one. Okay. A book about sisters. How am I going to know if this is a book about sisters? Oh, okay. Here we go. Another one I just read recently, and this is book 1. Just picked up recently. It says, Meg Townsend and her sister Sylvie seek a quiet existence managing the family bookshop. So there we go. That is book 4 on my TBeeR. Yes, I didn't need to look very far for that one. First one I picked up. That book's been on my TBeeR for quite some time, which is kind of why I picked it up when I went book shopping. Okay, I'm digging all the way down to the bottom. Next one, I'll go to the top. Well, not all the way down. Well, you know what? Let's dig up one of these little ones down here that I've had for a long time. No, I can't get my fingers on those. I have little ones that I made before I made these big ones. They didn't fill up the jar, which is why I didn't like. I wanted to fill up the jar. Okay, we're not doing that. I can't get my hands way down there. So, and I've got 2 here, so we're going to pull out this one. And this is number 5. Oh, I pulled this one last month, and I don't have one, so I'm going to have to find one for this. Set in Scotland. Some friends of mine gave me some prompts to fill this jar with. I know this one specifically came from Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. So I'm going to have to find one in the library. So when I'm editing the video, I will let you know what that one is. Okay, hello, editing Teresa here. I have chosen some books as choices for the Set in Scotland book prompt that I chose, and I'm going to put them right over here. I've got 3 choices, so I'll put them right over here, and you can you'll see in my wrap up or in my shorts when I choose my books to read in order which one I read. All 3 of them sound pretty intriguing. One of them's pretty long. It's almost 400 pages. But anyhow, these are the 3 choices over here that I have for Set in Scotland. So back to the video. Okay, so that's book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's book 5. Here is book 6. Mode of transportation on the cover. So we have to have some kind of transportation. No. Oh, you know what? I need to read this book because I didn't read it. Well, I mean, it wasn't on my TBeeR last month, but it was from an annual readathon that I was doing last month, and I did not do this last month. So I am going to choose this one, The Women of Oak Ridge. A bicycle is a mode of transportation. So I am going to put that one. It's a dual timeline book, 1944 and 1979. I want to apologize for not reading any of the backs of the books, but I like to go into the book blindly, and unless I've heard something about it on, you know, a YouTube video or heard something about it on something, I would rather just go into it blindly. So I'm sorry if I'm not letting you know what it's about, but okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep losing count. That's just me. I'm going to lose count. Okay, I chose from right off the top. Oh, no, this is, and 6. So this is number 7. This is number 7. Book with the most interesting first sentence. And I'm sorry, I haven't been showing you this either. So let's choose these 2 books, because these were on last month's TBeeR that I did not get to, and we'll choose which one has the most interesting first sentence. Hardship seemed my constant companion, and that is Through Each Tomorrow from the Timeless series from Gabrielle Meyer, and this is My Dear Miss Dupree by Grace Hitchcock. Willow Dupree twirled on the ice, spreading her arms and guiding her body around the other skaters on the frozen lake of Central Park. I'm going to choose this one. The hardship sentence, to me, you know, poses questions. Why? You know, what kind of hardship? So I'm choosing this one. Okay, so that's number 7. We'll leave that one up here just in case it gets, chosen. And this needs to go in this book. And here's our last one. I hate that when it gets over. I'm going to choose down to the bottom. Still can't get my fingers on those little tiny ones. And a popular book. A popular book. I am going to choose The Correspondent because that one was a real popular book towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. So I'm going to choose that one. So I didn't give y'all too much of choices, but that's what I'm doing. So I have From the Valley We Rise by Elizabeth Musser. One of these two, The Keys to Gramercy Park by Patterson, or The Royal Artisan by Tessa Afshar. The Atlas of Untold Stories, Veiled in Smoke, The Women of Oak Ridge, Through Each Tomorrow, The Correspondent, and Set in Scotland, which you will have seen by now what the book is. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is spin my spinner wheel and see what 26 and 2026 book we're going to read this month. And we are going to read Chasing Shadows.
Editing Teresa here again. I went to the library, my library account, and went to put Chasing Shadows on hold so that I could pick it up. And it is no longer in our library catalog. So I had to spin again and choose something else. So I chose Echoes of Mercy by the spinner wheel, chose Echoes of Mercy by Kim Vogel Sawyer. I will put this over here. Nope, over here. And you can see see the cover of it. The copy that they have in the library is a large print copy, and the large print copy has 519 pages. That's a little bit concerning, but we'll deal with it. So, back to the video.
And I don't know who that's by, but the book Chasing Shadows, in editing, I will let you know who that book is by. I don't remove them until later on, just to make sure that I read it. Okay? And then let me go to my annual reading challenge and see if any of these books fit the annual reading challenge. The one that I'm concerned about is 5 or more words in the title. The Correspondent, no. Through Each Tomorrow, no. The Women of Oak Ridge, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's going to count. So we'll let that one count. Oak Ridge, I know that's one kind of phrase, but it's still 2 words. Okay, so we're going to let that count. And then Summer in the Title, or a booktuber wreck. Somewhere in the title, Jeanette from Jane Reads. Oh, that first one was from Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day. The one from Jeanette for Jane Reads channel, hers book is Christian fiction, and it needs to have Summer in the title and be a booktuber wreck. Well, I've got The Women of Oak Ridge was a booktuber wreck, but that prompt fits May, and I didn't get to it, so I'm going to keep that for May. through each tomorrow fits the booktuber rec, but it doesn't fit the summer in the title. So we'll see. We'll see what I can come up with there. And then I have my books of the Bible. And then Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails, her celebrating 100 years of Winnie the Pooh. I only have 3 more prompts to fulfill on that one. Blustery Day, read on a windy day. I'm just going to pick a book that I read, because we're past our windy season. I'm going to pick a book that I read back in March or April. Oh Bother, a book you had to put on hold. And I have a book on hold that just became available. I just got the notification right before I started this video. And it is called... Sorry about that. Okay. It is called, and it was kind of a hot book earlier this year too. This book made me think of you by Libby Page. And it just became available today. And you know what? That one would fulfill... Let's go back to this. That one would fulfill Chantel's it needs 5 or more words in the title. That one would fulfill that. So I'm probably going to pick that book up and read that one and let that one fulfill that. And then it would also fulfill a book I had to put on hold for Katie's. And then I've got the rest of the year to fulfill the other 2. Maybe it'll be a windy day, later on in the year. And the other one I should have read in March, but I did not get to it, was a middle grade book. The last book that I need to put on my TBeeR and read, I do not have a copy of it. It's right here, and it's a book club read with Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. I'm one of her Patreons, and one of her patrons for her Patreon account. It's called The Tea Chest by Heidi Shivarola. So here we go. And so I have officially on my TBeeR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I officially have 8 books. So hold on, let me count that again. 1, the tea chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I officially have 9. So I know I did read a bunch of books in February, so it's a possibility. But I probably will not read all those books, but I'm going to try. I like having choices. I don't mood read, but I like having choices. So anyhow, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this chapter of my TBeeR jar. I'll see you next month. Bye.
Though he may lead us through the valley, Christ will